Karl Rove didn't mince his words. And we needed a whole lot more baseline Republicans to say this, because what they've allowed a lot of is, for some reason, they have left a whole lot of other Republicans stranded. Timid, because we know they're timid. Everybody's scared of Donald Trump. But Karl Rove came out and said it in completely categorical form. In other words, he calls out Donald Trump for talking about releasing the terrorists that were jailed. Ironically, at the end of I tell you what, I want you to listen to Karl Rove, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Donald Trump continues to side with his supporters who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. The former president last night posted on Truth Social an audio clip from a choir of insurrectionist convicts singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Meanwhile, former senior advisor to President George W. Bush, Karl Rove, is calling out Trump for supporting the January 6th rioters.
What those people did when they violently attacked the Capitol in order to stop a constitutionally mandated meeting of the Congress to accept the results of the Electoral College is a stain on our history. And every one of those sons of who did that, we ought to find them, try them, and send them to jail. And one of the critical mistakes made in this campaign is that Donald Trump has now said, I'm going to pardon those people because they're hostages. No, they're not. They're thugs. I'm a Republican. I don't want to have a Democrat president. I want to have a Republican president. But we're facing as a country a decision, and everybody gets to make it, as to what kind of leadership we're going to have. And to me, it is a mistake on the part of the Trump campaign to allow the president's impulses to identify himself with the people who assaulted the Capitol rather than people who stand for law and order.
Wow. Just great clarifying language from Karl Rove, a guy who has been a loyal Republican his entire life. And he went on to say Democrats should use January 6th as a political issue. Damn right they should. And Jen, I was talking about other cable news channels. There are some of the most prominent hosts on a certain cable news channel who say that January 6th is not a big deal. And Mika makes me watch this other cable news channel a lot, just to say you need to see what they're saying. And we were watching one show, and there was somebody, a host, that said, for some reason over on MSNBC, they actually think January 6th is a big deal. While other people on the panel were saying, January 6th is not a big deal. Let me tell you something. I have a lot of friends. I have family members who were all in for Trump. In 2016, they were all in for Trump. In 2020, and I've said it before, despite the fact he accused me of being a murderer, tried to get me jailed and executed, they still voted for Trump. You might say, what kind of friends are those? Well, perhaps one day I'll figure that out. That said, January the 6th moved a lot of them away from Trump. A lot of them.
Here's the deal. I hear Karl Rove. I understand Karl Rove. Karl Rove is really calling out Donald Trump. But then at the end of his discussion, he gives him an out. I don't know why Donald Trump's campaign allows him to associate himself with those terrorists. Well, the fact of the matter is Donald Trump created those terrorists, Karl Rove. So who do you think is going to stop Donald Trump from kowtowing with the terrorists he created? Come on, Karl. Why can't look, it is great that you call the guy out almost categorically, but it is terrible that even you at the end of your discussion have a little way out. It's not Donald Trump's fault. It is his handler's fault. And in so doing, you're taking away what you initially gave folks, the permission to really call out Trump and make a different vote. Well, I think they heard the first part, and hopefully everybody will remember what you said and forget about the handlers handling Trump.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.